is Etsy down here today? What are you hoping to get out of the day?
So we're here today at Career Zoo to bring some awareness to Etsy. So we do have a presence in Dublin. We have been here for a couple of years at this point in the capacity that we are now. We have an office. And honestly, we're starting to build out our engineering efforts here in Dublin. We've had an office that has had some support people in it, but we're really building out our web operations team here. And so we're in Career Zoo today to try and help do that.
We know there's a lot of amazing technical talent and a great community in Dublin, and we want to start to meet those people and network with them.
Sounds fantastic. Okay, so just before today, Career Zoo released a study that says 70% of the people they spoke to are interested in changing jobs this year. And we know there's kind of an end to the job for life mentality. So is that something that you've noticed at Etsy, and are you trying to combat it, or do you embrace it?
So I think that what we do at Etsy that's different is we try to empower people to get the career that's right for them. If that isn't at Etsy, that's okay, and it's something we embrace. But we work really hard to allow people to transition between roles at Etsy, so you can progress along an independent contributor track as a software engineer, or you can try management. People who start out as forums moderators have transitioned into technical roles like product management and software engineering.
I also think that is something that we have seen in the technical industry, that people are moving around a lot. And I would like to change the mentality a little bit, that it's a career for life, no matter where they are. But that puts the onus on the employer to try and keep the employees engaged, keep them feeling more fulfilled at what they're doing and actually motivated. And not in the old carrot and stick type of way, but more in the scientific way that we've started to really learn about in books such as Daniel Pink's Drive.
Absolutely. And now, obviously that's the people that you already have on staff, but getting people is a whole other story. We all know the tech industry has grown so much, and there's a gap there between the number of roles and the number of people to fill them. So how does Etsy combat that talent gap?
So one creative way that we've been able to do it is, like I mentioned, by helping people within our company who are trusted, known employees transition to a more technical career from a less technical role. So if we have somebody working for us who we know is really well aligned with our values and our company culture, we'll actually train them in software engineering or product management.
So I have an issue with that there aren't enough people in the world to do the jobs, right? I feel that as a company, as technology firms change their attitude, or should be changing their attitude, it's not that employees have to sit in the company in the headquarters anymore. Instead, I think companies in this industry need to change to being accepting of a bit more of a remote employee. It's a different skill set, it's a different talent, but there are no shortage of employees that are out there. There are lots. Etsy hires from the same exact job pool that every other company here hires from. And what does that create? It's competition. You said it earlier, and I agree with you. The competition puts it back onto us as a company and as someone going out to look to help source, to try and find those people. It's on us now to actually work on that, not that there isn't enough job talent out there.
That's a great perspective. Now, I know diversity is hugely important to Etsy. But also there's a focus now on not just diversity but inclusion. So how do you ensure that the diverse staff that you've hired all have the same opportunities within Etsy?
So it's a really great question, and it's a hard problem and one that we're continuously working to solve. We strive to make a really empowering environment for all of our employees and make sure that people feel that they are in a position where they're encouraged to take on new challenges. And they'll feel supported no matter what their background. I think that an important thing that we do at Etsy is actively talk about our own unconscious biases. We all have them. They're based on our experience, and it's a natural part of a human brain that we want to try to base judgments based on our past experience. But by actively taking these into consideration and reflecting upon them as we're doing them, we can help ourselves to combat these biases and make sure that we're judging people more fairly.